Guys, how's everything? So this is the aftermath of the trade. Let me go back to the 4 hour. Okay, as you can see, this was our entry, okay, on the previous video. This is another entry I made. I will explain it later, but as you can see, it just smashed the take profit. I had as a second take profit 152,500, okay, that I say on the previous video, but I got out here, okay, at the first one for 2.76 times my risk, plus the other trade I made for 3 times my risk. Let me show you on the 15-minute time frame, as you can see what happened. Okay, this was the first entry I had. Okay, it was based on the 30-minute on this candle here. My second entry, as you can see, we had this little break and retest. Okay, I think I entered on this candle. Yeah, as you can see, that was my entry. Stops below, okay, below this double bottom here. We had this, though I didn't say on the previous video, but this double bottom here, this little one on the 7-minute time frame, was also like one of the reasons for my first entry too. So as you can see, on New York Open, you know, this was Asia, the entry, it was an Asia session. Then on London, we started having volatility, and in New York, with the news, it just pushed. Okay, then you can see we broke above. This is London, previous days London highs. Okay, then as you can see on London, we test the previous London's highs, okay, to make London lows, and then on New York we rejected again to make a push up. I could have taken these trades, but it was NFP, and I'm super happy with my profits for last week, so I just didn't trade and I relaxed. So yeah, this is basically the aftermath. I had this trade for 2.76 times my risk, and this other one for 3 times my risk. Okay, now what I am expecting for GA for next week. If we go to the daily, okay, we had this daily resistance, we broke, but the retest was on the 4 hour, okay, on the lower time frames. We could maybe have a daily retest of the daily level and then the push. But as you can see, we have this pretty important bearish trend line. Okay, to be honest with you, if we see it on the big picture, maybe on the weekly too, we are bearish. Okay, we're just making these huge moves, you know, these huge moves down. We see it this way, we're just making these huge moves down and up, but we're still being bearish on the macro. Now we did have this double bottom, I mean, on the daily. Okay, we could call this a double bottom to maybe finally get out of this bearish trend line. You know, we could see something like this and then break, or we could just keep being bearish, you know, and have something like this, and just keep going down. As you can see also how the daily closed the previous daily with a doji. Okay, we can use as an example the 3 pinpoint bar formation. We see it a lot here. 1 2 3 push, 1 2 3 push, 1 2, well, that one not that much, but 1 2 3, pretty important push after these 3 pinpoint bar formations. Okay, this could be another 3 pinpoint bar formation rejecting the daily trend line. Okay, daily bearish trend line. This could maybe even be a weekly, okay, weekly trend line. So what I'm expecting for GA for the next week is to drop to this level, okay? Depending on what price action tells me here, if we see rejection, I will try to buy again. If not, and if I buy, I will buy maybe to this. We have this, okay? Oh, also you can see here, besides the daily trend line, we have this pretty important daily resistance, previous support, now turn resistance, okay? We rejected this level super exactly, okay? So if we buy here, you know, having us a take profit again this level. If not, okay, if not, if we break below, I maybe will wait for the break and retest to make a new lower high and keep going bearish. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for next week. Depending on what price action tells me, you know, we could have maybe have also something like this. Okay, if we take buys here, if I take buys here, we will have this daily as a first take profit. You know, if we break, this will be a second one. But we have to be aware, okay? Because we could just keep going bearish now. But, you know, this double bottom, you know, it's a pretty important daily, as you can see. Big reaction, super big reaction, big reaction. But we're still, when we come back to the upside, price drops, okay? Price just drops from the daily trend line. So yeah, that's basically what I'm waiting for. Let's see what happens next week, okay?